you've got to take your shoes off. These are quite, like, the waters are quite warm actually. I don't know how much you'll see with it being so like white, but it's really grippy. I was a bit worried about being slippy, but it's actually really coarse. It's quite good actually. It's really sort of impressive. World Heritage Site. Maybe it's a full World Heritage Site, so you can see like little Leah there, she's got little sweaty trotters out. Everyone else has, but it's actually warm, the water. Now, I think it is slightly thermal. There is some bigger pools where the people are up there. There's some huge pools. It really is like being in like the Alps. We've been in the Alps with the snow and stuff like this, but this is all salt and all crystallised. So the water is thermal. We've had a little walk around, lovely and sort of warm. There's some pools you can dip in. They might be a bit dry because there's been a lot of sun recently, but yeah, what a sort of strange area. You can imagine it's like a ski resort.
Do you reckon if you licked it, it would be proper salty?
I was just going to say, what do you think? And you just said, do you reckon if you licked it, it'd be proper salty? Yeah. And then you offered me to go and lick it.
Oh, I ain't going to lick it.
I don't want to lick it.
You often lick stuff when we was in Glacier 3000.
Let that be known. I don't lick stuff often. What do you say?
No.
I think she could call me a window licker.
I don't want to say that.
You just did.
I'm not supposed to stop myself.
It's got pretty busy now. It's a Sunday morning, about 10:30, something like that, which you expect it to be busy. We tried one parking area, it was sort of full, so we've gone to another one. Free by all accounts, just outside of the area. Not too bad, but it's just such a vast area. I mean, it's like being in the clouds. We've just seen a thing, bear in mind we are in water. Talk about stating the obvious. Personally, I'd say as a tourist attraction, it is overrated. It is unique, but I'd definitely say it's sort of overrated in this case. If you're in the area, probably say give it a visit, but for me, I wouldn't highly recommend it. I'd definitely choose a Thesis over this. It's a similar price. This was €30, a Thesis was 40. Feel like you got a lot more value for money for a Thesis, so this has got a lot to sort of live up to. This other part we've just stumbled across here is a little bit more quieter at the top of the hill where all like the sort of ruins start. It's dried out at the moment, but I'd imagine that when there's been rain or anything like that this would be quite impressive. It's so many like little travertines, I believe they're called. I think it looked really impressive when the water's in like a mirror. I hold my hands up. I may or may not have spoken a little bit too soon. This area is really impressive. It's a lot more impressive than the actual main bit. Looks beautiful. This won't do it justice. But I think personally, after heavy rain or at the beginning of the season when this is open and it's full of water, it would look spectacular. As you can see, all these should be full of water, but they're all sort of dried out at the moment. But there is a little area you've just seen. But yeah, it's maybe when it's way around my mind a little bit. It's maybe won me over a touch. It's quite a vast area. I mean, like this area over here is all extra bits. Over there looks to be part of the ancient city we're visiting too, so it's spread over a big area. I think we've probably been here an hour and a half now, so probably get home for maybe 3 hours potentially being here. Yep, definitely dismiss what I said earlier about it not being too good and overrated. It keeps just getting bigger and bigger. This is like still the Travertines. We're heading towards the ancient city now, but it goes right up on the hill. We was actually camping just up there somewhere last few nights. But yeah, it's looking impressive. So we're starting to get now into like the thick of the ancient city. And there's a lot of ruins over here, a lot behind me. Starts going up in all these little valleys. Over there is like the museum, which you might just see in the distance. So that's all included in the ticket. It's such a big area, you don't realise how big it is. One thing we did notice, well, the shuttle buses, which if we'd have known, we could have got it straight to this end and walked through rather than walk in the heat. But it's part and parcel of what it is. It's Turkey, it's going to be hot in summer, so can't really complain. We're just chatting to one another and we're just saying like, it just feels a bit disjointed here. Like there's all sorts of ruins all around the areas. There's a bit behind us, there's bits where we're heading up to. But there's no information anywhere about what's what at the moment. You've got this audio guard. The lady just said something about you scan the barcode, but no, I've no sort of telling you how to connect them to your Bluetooth or something like that, which I'm assuming will happen. We haven't seen a barcode on anything we've seen so far, so unless it kind of happens in the next 10 minutes or so, I don't think we're going to really get the use out of them. If not, it's a cheap pair of headphones, but it does just seem really kind of disjointed and a bit backwards. You don't get a map, even though it's a massive area. A map would be real handy just to make sure you don't miss anywhere. But yeah, we've found this a couple of times now. Like, there's not a lot in the way of like explaining what things are or anything like that, or how to get around these places. You're just left to your own devices. So we're in the necropolis area now. This is one of the better preserved tombs. This whole area around here is tombs. There's tombs over there. This was the old northern gate. There's another tomb just down here. So the inhabitants of this ancient city was all buried in these. Some was a big family mausoleums, others were just single people. It's a big area over there. There is some renovation works going on, so we haven't been able to go in most of that, but seen one tomb, we've seen them all sort of thing. But yeah, this one's really well intact. This part's starting to look really good. This is like the entrance to the main part of the ancient city, the New Old Gate. It's conflicting, but it is definitely called the New Old Gate.
Show off your fantasy reality, whoa, that's yours, but I'll keep doing mine. You'll be living your good life, catch a glimpse from the outside, then you...
So a quick audio guide update. We've just tried scanning the QR code, as the woman said. We've also tried sort of, I can't believe how rude some people are in there. Somebody's there just taking a selfie, so they've asked people to stop walking in the way. Now if that was me, I'd tell them to fuck off. Yeah, I've just sort of confirmed it with you. That was what I just said was the case. The woman who's been posing for ages actually asked the American couple just to excuse me so she could have the image all to herself. Then she proceeded to stand in front of the arch on her phone, so anyone else wants the same picture she had, can't get it. I would have told her to fuck right off, honestly. It's the second time that's happened, I've encountered that. And twice, it's wound me up more than it probably should do. But it's just how rude, do you know what I mean? How fucking... I'm ranting, sorry, I'll stop. Well, putting my anger and stuff aside at the rude person, this bit is really nice. It's like the main street in Ephesus we went to, which you'll have seen in the previous video. If you've carried on watching, if you're still subscribed, appreciate it. But yeah, it's quite good, to be fair. This is actually... Oh, this is actually... This is actually quite... I'm falling all over, stop. Now I've decided to stand still, this will be a bit easier. It is impressive, these ruins are good. It's a bit disappointing that the fact the audio guide don't work, but we'll try and see if we can figure it out and listen to it at some point. The two links I've tried haven't worked at the moment, so I'm not holding out much hope, but there you go. One of the next stops on our trip is the theatre. It looks a bit like a coliseum, so we're going to head over that direction. There's a few little things to see along the way. Again, there's a bit more renovation work, so can't go in certain areas again, but I suppose the things with these ancient cities is there's always work going on. A lot of this over there as well I'd seen is to help against the earthquakes, because it's in an earthquake zone, so they get quite regular damage, trying to prevent it causing total chaos. Gotta say, this theatre is absolutely fantastic. It's up there with something like we saw in Ephesus. This is amazing. It's massive, it's spot on. So in the museum, this is some artefacts which have been found in the area. Make of that what you will. So we're just entering now the section of small findings, which is all like the little coins and little Roman pots and everything else. I've also found something else which is small, haven't I?
I knew what you was going to say. It's so cheeky.
Well, we're on the way back, and it's kind of as lethal as you'd expect with it being quite wet and slippery. We've seen 2 or 3 people falling over, and I have to go over a bump, so it's not the most comfortable on your feet. I mean, I'll show you my feet and what this bit's not so bad, but some of it's really, really ridgy. This is kind of what we're walking upon. There's divots, you can stub your toes, there's crevices here where the ear is now. So you've just got to be really careful, have your wits about you, because some bits are a lot more polished than others. Oh. So hopefully we'll get down in one piece anyway. So this is a couple of days later after our visit to Pamukkale, and this is our little campsite we've stumbled upon. just this little lake in like southern Turkey, heading towards Dalyan. Dalyan's just over the mountains you might see in the distance. We're going to head there tomorrow, have a couple of days there, go see some of these old rock tombs. But as views go, I'd say that is pretty spectacular. We actually had a swim in there this morning and it was warm. I've had colder baths actually. One of the things that I've sort of seen, there's a little stream which runs from this lake to the sea. And I walked down to the stream last night and there was a couple of, I think there was terrapins or turtles, I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to go have a look now and see if I can see some.
Where's he wandering off to? It's a hard life, isn't it?
Terrible. You have to drink water.
Just for hydration purposes. And to make it look like we drink something other than beer. But to be honest, I wasn't even going to have another one. I've just gone and put the stuff back in the van. Yeah, but to be fair, you did go get us another beer and we just saw them beautiful little kittens that will pop on now. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, amazing. I kind of want to video this because I was just about to say, you thought I was just taking a picture, didn't you? So you just started sucking it.
Can't hold my breath that long.
Are you still sucking it?
No.
I know, we both put on quite a little bit of weight, haven't we? But ain't that bad?
It's all these kebabs. You know, I've just shown you my cards.
I haven't seen your cards. You will have seen his cards. These are mine.
Yeah, but we've already played the game by then.
Ugh, do you know? This little beauty who's helping Danny with Uno, we've been crediting her with being a really, really good mum. There's been little kittens running about, haven't they? And we thought, oh, hasn't she been doing a real good job? Just gone over to the bar, well, the owner, and it was like, mum number 2. This one leaves the kids be, and the other one's like suckling, isn't it? Or being suckled.
It's been a love story.
Can you get lesbian
I
cats?
think you can get animals.
Well, you might be able to get gay animals, but that being funny, she's even bored of us now. She's yawning her head off.
You can get gay cats, can't you?
Yeah, but they've just had kittens. They can't be that gay.
Right, yeah. Well, they haven't got a choice, have they, really?
No, they've got barbs, haven't they, apparently, as the men bits.
Once they're in, aren't they, kiddo? Once they're in.
Oh, look at that little... We've called her Julux because it looks like she shoved her snout in paint.
Yeah, and keeps sticking her tongue out occasionally. Just saying last night about this little cute kitten. And he's found himself a little bit of shade just under the little step under the van there he is. Look, giving it our hair, giving herself a little clean. I mean, when you realise how tiny this step is as well. Like, there she is. Oh, hello. As I was saying yesterday about them terrapins, you might just see a couple just swimming over there.